following is a presentation of Main Street Media, your source for news, sports, and information on Main Street in Middle Tennessee.
Welcome everybody. I got the echo.
Oh, let's see. Oh, I gotta mute myself. That's why.
See?
Boom.
You know what?
I think we're good now.
Okay, now, in truth be told, we did not do our sound check because we were so busy editing stuff for this show. We were so excited and creating stuff. So just so y'all know, Justin and I are like mad scientists. We get here and we start working, it's crazy. And it's like, oh, wait a minute. We got to
crawl out of the cave.
Yeah, we got to get out of our creative mindset. Creative. Look at our new springtime. I am so ready.
That's so nice.
I know. Take a look. We've got our little florals that we've got going on. Just kind of in celebration that yesterday started the Nashville Lawn and Garden Show at the fairgrounds. And I mean, we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, but it is going on right now through the 6th through Sunday. It is absolutely so much fun. Birds, bees, butterflies, and blooms. And it is going to be such a great time. And, I didn't mean to do that one. I meant to do this one. Jeff Poppin, the barefoot farmer, will be there. He's just one of the many things that you can learn how to do. They're doing water attractions for your backyard, and it's going to be so much fun. And the parking is great. So I want to encourage everybody to go to the Nashville Lawn and Garden Show. I told Randall to get me some video, but he didn't do it because he's building all these exhibits out there. So I can't even show you what it's going to look like until I go out there.
Right. You'll just have to find out for yourself.
Yeah. So you just got to find out for yourself. But I do have some video of somebody that's going to be at EdgeCon.
Hey.
March 11 and 12 at the Sonesta.
Yes.
If you want to go, it literally is so important because it's going to help small business. And it's one of those kind of things. I love things that inspire me. And I love great speakers. And Auntie Ann Buehler has a story, and she sat down with CBN 700 Club to do a little interview. And man, I had no idea. I just know Auntie Anne's pretzels.
Right, exactly.
Have you ever been through an airport and the smell of Auntie Anne's? It's like
draws you. Yes, absolutely.
She did not.
The pie at the window.
Yes, yes. She did not start that business until she was like 40, and she'd never made a pretzel in her whole life. What? She was raised Amish. Anyway, I thought just a little clip of what she's gone through can let you know that she didn't start out at the top of her game.
Ann Buehler, creator of the famous Auntie Anne's pretzel franchise, is known for her success. Yet what many don't know is the devastation she endured before it, when her 19-month-old daughter, Angie, was killed.
My sister was driving a bobcat and hauling sand. And as she was doing that, she didn't see Angie that morning. And when she turned the bobcat to go forward, she saw Angie in front of the bobcat. She was killed instantly that morning.
In her book, The Secret Lies Within, Ann recounts her story of loss, the years of sexual abuse she endured at the hands of her pastor, and how the power of confession saved her life.
What a story. And that just gets you started at what her story is. And she went from this place of this darkness to being this business head. And she and her husband, she said her husband wanted to go into full-time counseling.
Right.
As far as that, he was a counselor, he's a trained counselor, but to get his business started, she goes, well, we had to pay the bills some way. And so what she did was buy this little stand that made pretzels. And then she started from scratch. And she says, I didn't like the way they tasted. So I worked on the recipe till I got it right. And that became Auntie Anne's
Wow.
pretzels.
That was insane. I had no idea about. I bet you can't tell her nothing in business, man.
She's incredible, and she's going to be one of the speakers at EdgeCon. If you want to get a $100 discount on your ticket at the Sonesta, just go to edgeconusa.com. Devon's Edge is how you get that discount, and I'll tell you a little bit more about who the speakers are right now.
If wise people don't lead, a fool always will. There will never be a vacuum for leadership.
Are you ready to take your business to the edge? Let me see your hand.
There we go. Everybody on the
And Margie was curious. Hi, Margie. Good to see you. And hi, Steve and Elizabeth.
Yes.
On our fam was watching. You guys, we were talking about it. We've got our own little network. We're going to have to
Yes.
start our own private group just because that's who we are.
Yes, and Elizabeth, I'm going to email you back by the end of today.
Okay, we're going to talk about what he's talking about in just a second.
Yes.
Because we're going to talk about the Omni in our show on Monday, where you can join us live. Margie, Auntie Anne's is still in business, and I know that most of the major airports have them. But if you guys know one in the Nashville area, be sure to pop that in the comments so we
There you
can
go.
find out where they are. Margie, we got you.
Yes, building the community. I love it.
That's what we do here. Well, this is Farmin' Friday, and we're launching a new show that we're going to be doing, and it won't be live because we have to pre-produce it. But I love agriculture. And so Roosters and Roots is a brand new show that we're doing, and it's going to be everything from farm to fork segments, like my friend Tammy Arender does. But we're also going to be talking about new products in farming and what's happening with our farmers. Do you know, since Ukraine is under siege, they're one of the top producers of wheat in our world, Justin.
Really? I did not know that.
And so is Russia.
Mm-hmm.
Since we have boycotted Russia, and since Ukraine, they're not able to produce
Right.
the wheat that they were, it is good for our American farmers in that wheat futures are up almost 50%. So for farmers that grow wheat, that can be good.
Like to take that edge.
Yeah. So we're going to be supplying more wheat. The prices will go up. Now, what is bad is that in our grocery stores, the price of anything that has wheat, including everything from bread to beer,
Mm-hmm.
prices are going to skyrocket. So just letting you know, whatever happens with fuel or whatever, if it affects fuel, if it affects supply and demand of imports, it's going to affect our grocery store prices. So take a look. I go, what is it going to do to our food? What's it going to do to our food? Well, speaking of farmers, John Deere has a new technology that I thought was so cool. And there's a John Deere dealership on Lebanon Road in Mount Juliet.
Heck yeah, I love John Deere. It's such a cool brand.
I love my John Deere green.
Yes, recognizable anywhere.
They have new technology for farmers for these big tractors and combines. It's called the See and Spray technology. They just launched it this week, where it can actually see a specific kind of weed. The computers notice that it's a weed, and it just sprays that one weed.
What?
And it saves so it doesn't affect our food source, and it's less money spent on pesticides where they don't need it. Herbicide is what it's called. And it's not a pesticide because weeds are not a pest. They're a herb.
Right, of course.
Anyway, but I thought I'd share just a minute in 15 seconds about what this new technology looks like.
So Palmer amaranth is the #1 weed of U.S. agriculture, and there's actually some recent survey work conducted by the Weed Science Society of America that has deemed it the most troublesome weed of U.S. agriculture. I'm Jason Norrisworthy. I hold the rank of University Professor and the Ames Farming Chair for Weed Science here with the University of Arkansas Division of Agriculture. I had an opportunity to go and visit some of the sites where John Deere had some research ongoing. I was really excited. You know, I think the targeted spray is really going to offer a lot of value to our growers. I think one that's obvious is a reduction in herbicide expenses. And anytime that you're cutting the amount of herbicide that you have in the field, there's a potential cost savings associated with that. And I think in addition to that, where you're using the See and Spray technology, you're going to have less tendering. And with that, you're going to be able to cover more acres per load using the See and Spray technology. And obviously that's of value to our growers. And then something that we've seen in some of our work this past year is that it really allows us to reduce the amount of injury that we can see in a crop. When you are specifically spraying where that weed is located, you're going to really minimize the broad scale damage that you see. The one thing is that we know using the See and Spray technology, we're going to reduce the amount of active ingredient or the amount of herbicide that's actually on that acre. I mean, again, we're being better stewards of the land.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, that's cool.
I cannot believe the way it works. And a big shout out. We got some new listeners today, and I absolutely love it. And Steve is getting us the Skinny. Opry Mills and Hendersonville both have locations of Auntie Anne. So, okay, Margie, you're covered. You got it. You got it. They're in Hendersonville. It's convenient to you. Good morning to Ruth Brown and James Napier. Our truckers stayed last night, I think, at the fairgrounds in Lebanon. Our professional truckers heading to the big protest, the big Megillah. The truckers are going to go to Washington, D.C. James Napier is one of them. So nice. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
I love me some Freedom Beard. And Evelyn Ford, brand new to our show. Agriculture's in your genes. It is. And you know for a fact, she lives quite close to where my Papa Larry used to live. And Reverend Larry Walker. And he and my grandma Cora farmed 80 acres there. And I rode that tractor every time I could get on it with my Papa. And I learned everything I know about agriculture. I learned from him. And I still have his books. And I would listen to my grandma read Progressive Farmer as we drank coffee in the afternoon. And I started drinking coffee when I was about 4.
Oh, wow.
They'd make me coffee milk. And it's basically what people talked about now, you know.
Right. Like they put milk in it. Yeah. They're creamer.
And lots of sugar. But it was strong enough to stand a spoon up in. That's the way I like it. Community coffee down in Louisiana.
Yes.
Hey, what are you binge watching right now?
So I'm currently, we talked about it a little bit off camera, but Ozarks, I'm finishing up that last season. So binge watching it hard though.
Did it and I watched it. And the last season is the final season, but it's in 2 parts because I thought, wait a minute, there's nothing resolved here. Right. I saw that final episode and I go, what?
Right. Yeah. We were talking, they'll give you just enough to satisfy that craving, but not enough to satisfy it fully.
Ain't nothing tied up in a bow yet.
Nothing.
Well, I did see the new season just dropped of Mrs. Maisel, and I will give you a disclaimer. I had to look to find a promo for this show that didn't have terrible language. It is a very funny show, but it is not for kids. But I will say it is adorable. It deals about a woman who is married, divorced, whatever, in a time when that was not done.
Right.
And women did not get to talk about certain subjects. She's a stand-up comedian. And she tells about her life. But The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and if you don't know about it, it is on Amazon Prime. And like I said, I had to look not to have something that had bad language in it. Right. And hopefully one didn't slip by me on this particular one.
I thought it might be wonderful for you two to move in here with me.
Absolutely not. What?
You either got it.
She has us in the guest room.
So?
So, when you have guests, they'll sleep on top of us.
Oh, you ain't.
We can't tell people our daughter's supporting us.
It would be humiliating.
Well, I got it.
Now, the logical cover story for moving in here is that Abe and I bought the place back for you.
What?
That works for me.
So I did all of this for you, and you want to tell the whole world that you did it for me?
I thought this was just an altruistic thing you were doing for us.
It is.
And we're agreed
On what?
that you're moving in here with us.
It's done.
Good. I'm getting a tree.
We are home, we are family, we are things to do and places to see. Mom and pop, both were grown, small business Saturdays. We are Main Street, Main Street, Main Street. We are your Main Street today.
Healing from substance abuse can be a lonely journey, but you don't have to do it all on your own. At Brooks Healing Center, you matter. We're here to lend you love, support, and acceptance on your journey to find yourself again. With medical detox, residential, and partial hospitalization program levels of care, we help you overcome addiction, trauma, and adverse childhood experiences through personalized healing journeys. Our seasoned team of heart-centered staff is here for you with support, compassion, and hope. At Brooks Healing Center, we'll love you until you fall in love with everything you are.
Well, I got to tell you, let's see, I changed our background because it's kind of our coffee break. We encourage everybody, if you're working at home and you
Take
you
a
pop over,
break.
take a break, have a cup of coffee. That's about as long as our show is. We try not to overtake your day.
Right.
Marilyn Legal watching in Florida. Auntie Anne's very popular in our Melbourne Square Mall here in Melbourne, Florida. So if you're visiting Florida's Space Coast area, head to Melbourne Square Mall. I love you, Marilyn.
Space Coast area sounds awesome.
Doesn't
I
it?
don't know what that is, but it sounds amazing.
And a good shout out to Troy Castellano, the version of our theme song. We've got one from Jack Williams on the way. And we've got a young lady who asked, if you want to do a version of the theme song, let me know. I'll send you the lyric and you just do it however you feel it, however you feel it.
Drop the mic on us.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do. Well, it is Farm Friday, and there's a place that is in California, Knoxville, and in the Nashville area. It's called the Gentle Barn. And they take in, like I do, they take in livestock, and they have a bigger place than I do. Mine is Angel Horse, and I take in senior equines and special needs livestock. They take in livestock. And I read the book. Charlie Kelly from Buffalo Club and Nan Kelly's husband gave me a copy of the book, and I fell in love with their concept. I love them. They're just dear, dear people. They have a show called The Gentle Barn.
Great name.
Yeah, and
Fantastic.
you can follow them on YouTube. It is just the coolest place. She has turkeys that she calls cuddle turkeys.
CTs.
You can make an appointment and go out and visit the barn and hug a cow. You know,
Who doesn't love that?
As opposed to my cow, which is blind, and you don't want to hug him because he loves to be loved. But
Unless you're gonna spit a freestyle.
Yeah. He doesn't see you, so you know he'll knock you over the fence if you.
But you're saying he loves gangster rap, right?
He does love gangster rap.
So if you know any.
Yeah, but he'll bust a move.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Well, we're going to tell the story of Maybelle, one of the cows that. And now, you know, it's a cow that they rescued when cows are past their point of giving milk as a general rule, and they're older and they're not giving more babies, and it's time for them to move on to greener pastures. This family, instead of sending her to slaughter or whatever, a family called the Gentle Barn and said, we want her to go to a good home. And so this is the story of Maybelle in an abbreviated version.
It's okay. It's okay. This is your bedroom. Let's look at it. There's your water. See, just like I told you, right?
If you could ever ask for how a rescue would go easy, that was it.
You
You know, Ellie and I have been debating what's going on with Maybelle for the last 2 days.
She kept crying and pacing and calling out. And at first we thought, well, you know, maybe she is missing her home. But as the days persisted, she just kept crying. And in my experience, with all the cows that we've taken into the gentle barn, the only reason they ever cry like that is because they're looking for a baby.
How are you? Good. We've been having a little bit of trouble with Maybelle, and we're wondering if that miet be her baby.
Yeah, we're gonna keep him.
But that is her baby.
Yes, it is.
Oh.
I would guess she's probably wanting to be milked, but
Maybe. He's about a year, or just under. 9 months or something like that.
May, so this is March, April, May, it'll be 10 months. She seems lonely?
Yeah, she's incessantly screaming for her and for him, whatever it seems. Because I have about 70 cows, and the only other time I've seen a cow do that is when the cow was missing its young. Right now, Maybelle's back at the gentle barn, dripping milk, crying for her baby. Hi.
What's going on?
We got him.
Is that her baby?
Yeah.
You have him.
Yep.
You have him.
That was a close one, though, because they said that they were almost going to send him off to slaughter. So...
When we opened the trailer, he ran right to her. They walked away together, and they've been inseparable since.
The whole movie, the whole story can be found on the YouTube channel for The Gentle Barn. You can follow their stories. In full disclosure too, I am a big proponent of the local farmer, the smaller farms. I really believe in that. I am not vegan, albeit I don't eat a lot of meat, mainly because it costs an arm and a leg, literally.
Right.
I mean, it's just like it's so expensive. So I'm a beans and rice kind of gal.
Oh, yeah.
As Dave Ramsey said, beans and rice and beans. But I'm from Louisiana, so it's not even odd for me.
Right.
But I do love the stories, and
Beautiful.
The personalities of a cow. I mean, it's so sweet.
Is it really? Yeah. I don't know. I don't
They
know a whole
really
bunch.
are. They love to be brushed and everything. I mean, Stevie, he just loves to be brushed. So follow the Gentle Barn, get the book and read it. It's just I celebrate when people believe in something and they walk the walk and they talk the talk, and it's very genuine. And when I met Ellie when they opened here in Nashville, I got to meet her, and I cried when I met her because I had connected with her so much in what she believes in, what she does.
Right.
Set up a chance to go see the Gentle Barn. It's in the Nashville area. It's just wonderful.
Nice.
There is a brand new product that is coming out, and I'm excited because Dolly Parton has a brand new, next week is it's Dolly week. It is Dolly week. And she is going to be doing all sorts of stuff. All sorts of stuff for International Women's Day. She's got a new book with James Patterson that's coming out.
Nice.
And she has got a new album that goes with the book called Run, Rose, Run is the name of the album. That's coming out next week.
Wow.
March the 8th is International Women's Day. And she's aligned with 1-800-Flowers with the Love Dolly collection. She loved roses. She said her mother loved to grow roses, and the smell of roses always reminds her of her mom.
Right.
And her mom is also the inspiration for She's an Eagle When She Flies, which was one of Dolly's greatest songs. I love that song.
It's great.
So
we need an International Dolly Parton Day.
Yeah,
You know?
Dolly Day.
Yeah, Dolly Day.
We need a Dolly Day. Well, today is Dolly Day because she has a brand new album to go along with the James Patterson book, Run, Rose, Run. And we're going to close our show with it because she is awesome. And I got to get a shout out my friend Richard Dennison. He's the best, and he produced this album. I've got to get my notes so I get it right. So through March 11th, you can get 1-800-flowers.com bouquets, the Dolly bouquets. Her new album, new single, Blue Bonnet Breeze.
It's alliterations get me too.
It's great. It's great. It's very, very acoustic, and it's very mountainy. It's on her Butterfly UMG label. You can actually pre-save the album right now at wherever you stream music. I did it this morning, and it's like you only get one song today, but on the 8th, everything comes through, and Blue Bonnet Breeze is there. It reminds me, she used to be on the Porter Wagner show.
Mm-hmm.
Now you weren't even a thought.
Right.
Your parents
Twinkle in
weren't
my
married
dad's
then.
eye.
I was a little girl, and I would watch the Dolly Parton sing on Porter Wagner every week, and I would use my jump rope and sing into it like a microphone and
Yes.
pretend to be Dolly on the ottoman.
Love that.
I would get on the ottoman, and that was my stage, and I would pretend to be Dolly. She was my jam.
Yeah, she's awesome. I mean, she's got her own theme park. So
I mean, yeah, but this was just Dolly, and I mean, so cool. This particular song was produced by Richard Dennison, my dear friend, and Tom Rutledge, for the Butterfly UMG label. And I'm going to close the show with it because you need to get this. Do not walk, run. Get all of that, and we're going to celebrate on international. Let's just celebrate Dolly next week.
let's do it. Let's do it. We'll do our own Dolly Day, and I'll be able to speak.
Dolly Week.
Dolly
Let's go.
Week. Dolly
And
Year.
When I would watch her on Porter Wagner, she would do these commercials, and you would get free towels in boxes of Breeze, raspberry red, huckleberry blue.
So sweet.
All available in boxes of Breeze detergent. I would do that commercial in front of the mirror every time.
That was good. That was really good.
Yeah, I loved it.
Sounded
I
just
loved
like
it. And I wonder if that's somewhere where Blue Bonnet Breeze kind of came that. Maybe,
probably.
maybe that Breeze detergent was,
Yeah.
See?
Connections. We do it.
I know. She goes, that would be a good song.
Right.
Or a jingle. Dolly is enterprising. Well, we're going to close with that. Be safe, everybody. Hey, have a good trip to Chattanooga.
I appreciate it.
And like you said, on Mornings on Main Street with Big Joe on the go. Fried shrimp on the way, huh?
Fried shrimp, baby, at the Donaldson Cafe. Yes.
That's what you're going for, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I appreciate it, Evan. And you also be careful on your way to Henderson.
I'm going to Hendersonville. I'm heading to
H-ville.
see my friend Ricky Cook, who you can also download his music on
Wherever you music at.
Wherever you get your music, download you some Ricky Cook. It is traditional country, and I love me some Ricky Cook. One of my favorite songs right now is Honk for a Hottie.
I love it. I love it. That's great.
Anyway, be kind to everybody because we need more kindness in this world. And if you have not heard it lately, you are loved. Have a great day and listen to Dolly. It's good stuff. Go get it. Get you some.
Blue bonnet breezes bring precious moments to mind. Blue bonnet breezes stirring up memories of romance and passion, making a sweet place in time. A girl and a boy with high hopes and joy, doing whatever they please, with the love in their eyes, neath the wide open sky, making love in the blue bonnet breeze. The story is old. It's often been told of a rich city boy and a poor country girl. Their families tried hard to keep them apart, but they became each other's world. He asked her to marry, of course she said yes, when he knelt there on his bended knee. They promised forever, no matter whatever, as they kissed in the blue-bonnet breeze. Blue-bonnet breezes bring precious moments to mind. Blue-bonnet breezes stirring up memories of romance and passion, making a sweet place in time. A girl and a boy with high hopes and joy, doing whatever they pleased, with love in their eyes, neath the wide open sky, making love in the blue-bonnet breeze. The father said no, in a voice loud and cold. Oh, what's of your future in school? This won't be allowed, his mother said proud. We won't let you be such a fool. I'm your Juliet, I'm your Romeo, they said as they walked hand in hand. They knew in their hearts they could not live apart, so they started making their plans. So she rented a bridal gown, he rented a tux, a bouquet of blue bonnets, and in his fancy new truck, they drove faster and faster, as fast as could go, till they crashed in a field of blue bonnets below. They placed a marker saying, "May you rest in peace." Now their souls soar together in the blue-bonnet breeze. Bringing sweet memories tonight. Marking a sweet place in time. Doing whatever they need. Making love in the blue-bonnet breeze.
Sunrise with your coffee in the morning, or taking a good book off the shelf. Another thing I love the most than being on my own is together with everybody else. Together, like it's early Sunday summer. Together, on my front porch with my friends. Together with who's ever there, standing next to me. Yeah, together is my favorite.